Ladies and gentlemen and fans of OneWrestling.com.
The Can-Am Wrestling Show is here.
We're here.
That's right.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Can-Am Wrestling Show.
I mean, I've watched your show, your guys' show, you know, so it's nothing new to me.
This is Petey Williams' definition of Maple Leaf Muscle, and I need you to subscribe to Andre Corbeil on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Diana Hart. You're watching the Can-Am Wrestling Show with Big Ray and Andre Corbeil.
That's right.
What brings you to my house like Petey Corbeil while I'm wearing my PJs?
This is Monsters BC, and you're watching the Can-Am Wrestling Show, a.k.a. formerly Brodus Clay the Funkasaurus, and you do know that.
It's me, Hernandez, a.k.a. the Supermax, and you're watching the Can-Am Wrestling Show.
This is the effing machine, the Wolverine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, here with Andre and Big Ray, and you're watching the Can-Am Wrestling Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Can-Am Wrestling Show, episode number 57 here at OneWrestling.com. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who I am the Mark of the Masses, the man with the plan, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some WWE Fastlane 2015 today, and I am joined by my Can-Am brother from the north, my Canadian compadre. I call him the Canadian Destroyer, Andre, on Twitter, _Corbeil brother.
This is a monumental day, Ray. A very monumental day for this Can-Am Wrestling Show, and more importantly, the fans of the Can-Am Wrestling Show and OneWrestling.com, as we found a home at the home of Bill Apter, OneWrestling.com. We're very, very elated, excited, and proud to be bringing you guys this one-of-a-kind wrestling show that you've all become accustomed to, and we're not going to let you down, as always, as Big Ray and Andre Corbeil strive to bring you the best wrestling program on the internet today.
Now, for the fans of the Can-Am Wrestling Show, nothing is going to change. I mean, we're still going to be funny. We're still going to be witty. We're still going to have fun. We're still going to talk wrestling. We're still going to make jokes. We're still going to make fun of people. But it's going to be a more professional way of making fun of people, if that makes any sense. Ladies and gentlemen, we want you guys to leave your comments here below at OneWrestling.com. Let everyone know on Twitter, let everyone know on social media that we have moved to our permanent home here at OneWrestling.com. Again, the home of Bill Apter, and you can follow him on Twitter at Apter1Wrestling. Now, Andre Corbeil.
Start spreading the news.
We're going to jump into the first news topic of the day. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to actually cover this news topic before we jump into our WWE Fastlane predictions. It's a big news topic. We have Samoa Joe. I guess you can call him a TNA original, Andre, more or less. I mean, he's been
Close
there.
enough.
He's been
Close
there
enough.
for years. His name is synonymous with TNA. I mean, obviously, you know, it was originally synonymous with ROH and so on and so forth. But now, you know, you would say that when you hear Samoa Joe, you think of Impact Wrestling. And why don't you jump into what exactly is going on here with Samoa Joe, buddy?
Well, you said it best, Ray. This is a pretty big story. As a matter of fact, it trended for 2.5 days worldwide on Twitter, and Samoa Joe indeed announced his departure from Total Nonstop Action Wrestling on social media outlets, stating on Twitter alone, "I've decided to part ways with Impact Wrestling. My very best to them moving forward, and my eternal thanks to them." So this was It was a mutual parting of ways, and it was a good parting of ways. No water under the bridge, no bad blood, no none of that. Now, maybe Joe wants to be a full-time dad like Matt Morgan decided to be, but New Japan, in my opinion, would be a natural fit, maybe in the Bullet Club with his strong style. And if he does indeed want to continue wrestling, the other question is, who will replace Samoa Joe in the Beatdown Clan? I've really enjoyed the Beatdown Clan since their inception. Now, could it be Homicide? I think Homicide would be a great natural fit within the Beatdown Clan. or maybe even EY, since he's an affiliate of the Beatdown Clan, but not really an official member. So it would be pretty easy for TNA to implement him within the faction, within the Brotherhood of the Beatdown Clan. What are your thoughts, Ray?
Well, I have to turn my mic on.
Yeah, that would help.
First and foremost, with Samoa Joe, again, I feel it's a huge loss for Impact Wrestling. Again, a guy that's synonymous with Impact Wrestling, a guy that's been putting in work, has held the championship there. He's a solid competitor. I mean, he's great on the mic. Now, you say that New Japan will be a better fit. I agree, but I mean, listen. If you get on social media, you got guys like Magnus, who are very, very sad, who are very close friends with Samoa Joe, who went on Twitter and stated how upset he was that he was losing his big brother. But again, it's common knowledge that Triple H is a huge fan of Samoa Joe. Jim Ross commented on it on social media. Mick Foley commented on social media. From what I believe, I have no inside knowledge about this right now because things are very hush-hush. I mean, I actually don't see him going to Japan. I kind of see the guy going to NXT and into the WWE. I think it's going to happen. I think eventually it's going to happen, and that's where he's going to make his money.
Does his style fit within that brand, though? I don't think so, Ray.
Well, what about Kevin Owens? Kevin Owens,
again,
very
he's
similar style.
Kevin Owens has that spot right now. They're two of the same to a degree, right?
Well, I guess more or less. I think Samoa Joe is actually better on the microphone. That's saying a lot because I think Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens, or whatever the hell they call him, is. I think Kevin Owens is really, really good on the mic. I'll be honest with you, man. I would love them to bring back a guy like an enforcer, because they need an enforcer. That's basically what Samoa Joe was, the Beatdown Clan. I would love them to bring back a guy like Matt Morgan. Somebody muscle. Somebody. I mean, who would have been great? Our buddy Brian Cage would have been nice, a nice fit.
WWE dropped the ball on Brian Cage, and let's even continue the ball further on down the road. Total Nonstop Action Wrestling dropped the ball with our friend as well. So who knows? You never know in wrestling, right?
Well, you never know, and there are a number of names that can fill the void. Homicide is a really, really good idea, but again, I feel that in order to fill the void that Samoa Joe left, they're gonna have to plug in someone who's somewhat of an enforcer, someone who has a name,
strong style.
Right. So I don't know, guys. Why don't you guys leave your comment here below, and why don't you give us ideas of who you think would be a great fit, either on the indie scene, anyone that the WWE is not working with anymore, someone whose contract may be up with WWE, someone whose contract, maybe they go into, wouldn't it be great if they bring in one of the Japanese superstars as an enforcer? I mean, you have a plethora of talent all over. In the UK, there are guys that here in the United States, people really don't know that they can bring in. Man, I tell you, man.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Ray, they need to bring in someone with some name power. Maybe Mason Ryan. I don't think he'd fit too well, but you're talking about the enforcer, the big brute. He does physically fit the bill pertaining and relating to that. Now, it's no secret that Samoa Joe is a Triple Crown winner in Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. He's held every title except for the Knockouts title, and I don't think bringing in a talent that isn't renowned and fully known within the American audience would be that great of an idea. So I think it should be a mainstream superstar. I took to Twitter and dropped the name of the masterpiece, Chris Masters, as a possibility as well. He's been on the indie scene. It'd be nice to see him on a national television scale again, and a friend of ours had talked to Chris Masters and asked him that very question, if he had ever planned on going to TNA, and he wasn't against it. So there are all sorts of possibilities, and I like the idea of bringing in a Japanese superstar, but they've already done that within Sonata, and that's a work in progress in itself. So I think it needs to be a well-known North American talent or a global talent that's known within the American audience across the board. So Andre Corbeil is going to thank Samoa Joe for all of his years that he's put in entertaining us wrestling fans at a top-notch level, and the guy deserves the best, whether he wants to do the family thing and roll on that, and if he wants to continue wrestling elsewhere. So the sky's the limit. He deserves everything he gets, and let's face it, he deserves to be in WWE, NXT. He deserves to be in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He deserves to be in AAA. He deserves to be anywhere he wants to go, because this is a world-class talent that's over everywhere he goes, and he's been over for years.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. You know, if you really think about it, they're only, I mean, allegedly, they're only about 2 or 3, maybe 4 guys in the WWE at this point in juncture that are making huge money. Guys like Alberto Del Rio and other indie, like AJ Styles, who is reported that he is doing extremely well, jumping from New Japan to ROH and taking indie bookings. You know, these guys, they make. Drew Galloway was making some good money. You know, reportedly or allegedly, and the fact is that, man, you know, if Samoa Joe wanted to live that lifestyle where, you know, he could stay home a little more and take indie bookings, the guy would make a hell of a lot of money on the road. He doesn't have to. Samoa Joe, you know, doesn't have to sign with WWE. Let's understand.
He's made enough money over the last 12 years. That's for sure.
Yeah, let's wrap our head around the fact that, number one, Samoa Joe technically, you know, and I'm not speaking for him, but I believe doesn't need the WWE at this point in juncture. Doesn't need TNA, so he walked away from TNA, and I think he would do amazing if he went on the road, or Japan. You know, the Japanese superstars have, for some reason, have a more of a leniency to kind of move about the globe and perform at these independent events. Andre, I'm sorry.
Absolutely, and some fans would say, well, if he wants to return and be a family man, why would he want to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling across the sea that far away? It's no secret that New Japan flies in their talents and treats them very well. AJ told us many of the extra perks that are provided from New Japan Pro Wrestling and the treatment of their top-tiered talents, and even middle-tiered talents for that matter. So I wouldn't rule out New Japan. I'm not going to rule out NXT and any other promotion for that matter. But like I said, who knows? Maybe this is a family thing. We go back to last year where a lot of fans were crying foul and screaming about TNA dropping the credibility, the booking of Samoa Joe, but in reality, Samoa Joe wanted to be featured a little bit less to spend some time with his family. So it could be a number of things, and I think Ray and I have both dived. We
have dove.
We've both dove in the pool and really covered all angles within this story. So at the end of the day, I'm sure you wish Samoa Joe the best. I certainly wish Samoa Joe the best. And all of us here at OneWrestling.com wish the Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe, the best.
I got to tell you, man, Andre, and before we move on to our Fastlane predictions, Samoa Joe, man, I've always wanted to see what he would do in a WWE ring. Again, Triple H, big fan of Samoa Joe, does follow him on Twitter, and I'm not reading into it more than what it is. Triple H follows a lot of indie stars, and you know, he has a thing for guys that are big guys that can move and that can work in the ring.
Well, it's well known that Triple H is an old school wrestler in a new school wrestling world. Yep. I can't remember who put it like that, but I totally agree. Yeah. He's got the passion from the past, and he's bringing it forth for the future. So sometimes you can dive and dwell in the past to make the future better. Well, Look at styles and fashion. Old looks come back, and they can still be fresh. Just because something's old doesn't mean it's useless.
Well, we always promise here at OneWrestling.com that if we hear anything solid, anything credible,
finalized, credible information,
not anything that we read off the dirt sheets or anything like that, but anything credible, we would report it credibly.
Yes, we're not dirt sheeters here.
Yeah, we don't do that stuff. So anyway, Andre, it is time for the pay-per-view before the pay-per-view WrestleMania. We got WWE Fastlane. I guess this is the inaugural year of Fastlane, taking the place of either Hell in a Cell or maybe what were the other really good pay-per-views WWE had?
Elimination Chamber. You're probably thinking of.
Yeah, something like that. I wasn't sure if it was a Elimination Chamber, but anyway, Andre, the pay-per-view starts off with a MizTV segment with Paul Heyman.
Before you start that, we'll let the fans know that WWE Fastlane comes to us from the FedEx Center or Forum in Memphis, Tennessee. Sunday, February 22nd, if you're watching, or depending on whenever you're watching. And let's roll on with the kickoff show, Ray.
Coming from Memphis, Tennessee, Jerry the King Lawler.
Kaufman.
Jerry the King Lawler, good friend of Bill Apter, who people apparently think this guy is still alive running around. Did you know that?
He's pumping gas with Elvis.
It's possible, and Bruce Lee. Who the hell knows? Anyway, so we're gonna jump into the Fastlane kickoff show. There's probably gonna be a dark match. Well, not a dark match. You're gonna see it. We don't know what the match is gonna be, but they're gonna start off with Paul Heyman as a guest on MizTV. I mean, what else is going to happen? Maybe Paul Heyman comes out, cuts a promo on Brock Lesnar being the undisputed, undefeated, defending world heavyweight champion of the WWE, who we hardly ever see. But Paul Heyman.
That's a sweet contract, isn't it?
Paul Heyman will cut. Yeah, it is a sweet contract. You got to give credit to what credit is due, my friend. Smart guy, good businessman, and the real deal. Andre, what do you think is going to happen on this little pre-show? You think maybe there's a chance Brock Lesnar comes out and maybe F5's The Miz?
I think it would be in WWE's best interest to have an appearance from the champion. Why have him MIA prior to, like you said, the biggest pay-per-view of the year, WrestleMania 31? And I think Brock Lesnar should show up Sunday in Tennessee.
All right. I mean, Memphis, Tennessee. Anybody who doesn't know that, guys, just go on YouTube. You'll find some great stuff with Andy Kaufman when he was feuding with Jerry the King Lawler back in the day.
You can even check our episode of the Can-Am Wrestling Show where Bill Apter goes in depth informing the fans of the story, how he was the man that officially set up that feud after taking the train. Yes, Andy Kaufman and Bill Apter on the New York train. How about that for them apples, huh?
Taking that subway was actually a really cool story. One of our favorite interviews here on the Can-Am Wrestling Show. So now we jump in. Now, again, when we book these pay-per-views, we go on WWE.com, we see kind of what the lineup is, and we kind of figure out how we would book it or how we would more or less make the lineup. So we're going to actually start the show off with the tag team title match,
Championships of the world,
which I am extremely interested in seeing this match, because I have almost fallen in love with a tag team, a brand new tag team of Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. They're going to be facing the tag team champions, the Usos. Andre, who goes over here, buddy?
TJ and Cesaro become the brand new WWE Tag Team Champions. The Usos have had their time, had their run. Not to say that they won't have a run again, but I think the time and the clock is on the side of TJ and Cesaro.
Oh, I agree 1,000%. I mean,
Tyson Kidd, sorry. I call him TJ because I'm from Calgary. He's from Calgary, and
he's TJ.
It's just a close-to-home thing.
Well, he is TJ. I mean, his wife calls him TJ. I love the fact that Natty is kind of on the side of her husband a little more. You can see kind of a heelish Natty Neidhart, which I've been dying for. Guys, if you watch Total Divas, which I do watch Total Divas, you see that during Total Divas they're having issues, husband and wife, but I guess they work it out down the line because they're working really well together, and I really love this tag team. It is the prototypical tag team. You have the power guy in Cesaro, ring technician, and then you have the athletic ring technician in TJ or Tyson Kidd, who I think is
power and grace.
Yeah,
that's what it is in a nutshell.
Remember that team Power and Glory back in the day with Hercules and Paul Roma? That was garbage.
Be nice, Ray. Be nice.
All right. I didn't like that tag team too much, but
nor did I.
But honestly speaking, I really, I agree with you, Andre. The Usos have had their time. They're great tag team champions. They put forth solid matches every single time they come out. But I do believe that it is Cesaro and Tyson Kidd's time. They're fresh. Dude, Tyson Kidd is showing so much charisma from NXT moving back into the WWE, and they didn't have anything for Cesaro. They put these two guys together, and again, for me, an exciting, talented, good-looking tag team, dude. I'm really interested in seeing these guys become champs.
And not to say Jimmy and Jay aren't going to have their time to bask in the sun again. We're not saying that, fans. But the time is now for Tyson Kidd and Cesaro.
Right. I don't think this stretches on to WrestleMania anytime soon. So I think Tyson Kidd and Cesaro go over here. Now we're gonna jump. I've got Andre. I'm sorry.
I'm expecting a lot of stalls within this pay-per-view, building, culminating towards WrestleMania. So I think this tag team championship match is going to be where the gold changes. They're going to have at least one match, one title bout where something changes to make this pay-per-view have at least somewhat of a big feel, because a lot of people think that this is a filler pay-per-view, and it pretty much is. This is the home stretch, everyone.
Right.
So I do believe they do have to have one title change, something significant happening at Fastlane 2015 for the WWE.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Andre. Speaking of title changes, we have the Intercontinental title match between Mr. I Got Some Bad News, BNB himself, Bad News Barrett, versus Dean Ambrose. And for me, Andre, I'll give my prediction now. I'll hear what you say. I actually think that Dean Ambrose does take this title into WrestleMania, building up importance for the title and having maybe a phenomenal match at WrestleMania with great young talent. I don't know who it's going to be yet, but Bad News Barrett, solid Intercontinental champion. Doesn't need the title right now. They can find other things for him to do. Dean Ambrose right now, again, I think is going to help bring importance to that title. And we're going to get into the U.S. title match down the line and the importance of that title. But I really, really, really do feel that Dean Ambrose will win this match. I think this is actually going to be a pretty decent match. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be power versus a nut job in Dean Ambrose. But Andre, I have Dean Ambrose going over and becoming the new Intercontinental Champion. So that's back-to-back title changes depending on how we book it.
So fans, I just ended up saying that there has to be at least one title change to make this pay-per-view important. Now, that wasn't a statement saying that there isn't going to be any other title changes in this pay-per-view, because I too, Ray, have Dean Ambrose going over, finally winning after a 7-month drought of pay-per-view losses. The time is now for the Lunatic Fringe to take the Intercontinental title, and like you said, as you said it best, my friend, bring some importance back to that title. Now, I agree with you. Bad News Barrett is a formidable champion, but I don't think he brings or lends that credibility factor to that once prestigious title. So the Lunatic Fringe captures the Intercontinental title this Sunday at WWE Fastlane 2015. And the fans are going to blow the roof off.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really over. I think, again, this is going to be one of the better matches. Bad News Barrett is not bad in the ring.
He's not bad at all.
He's not bad at all.
I just don't think he brings that credibility factor to the title. I honestly think they should have left the title on Dolph Ziggler for a little while longer. Yep. And but then again, they wouldn't have been able to build this feud and maybe pair up the Lunatic Fringe versus Dolph Ziggler. That would kind of tear the fans' hearts and rip their loyalties in half. So I agree with the booking. I'm not complaining, and I agree with you. I'm expecting a very entertaining match this Sunday.
All right, Andre, so we're going to jump into another title match. We have the Divas Championship match.
You can look, but you can't touch.
Where we have one of the better in-ring divas in Paige. Probably, well, I'll say maybe third best in-ring talent in the WWE regarding divas.
Third or fourth, yeah. I'll agree with you.
Yeah, I'd say she's third or fourth. And she's going to be facing the Divas champion, Nikki Bella. Now, Andre, why don't you give your prediction on this, buddy?
My prediction is that Nikki Bella is going to continue to get hotter and hotter and hotter, because she just, to me, she's looking better and better all the time. Now, I think this may have to do with the health regimen, working out with her man, John Cena, dieting with John Cena, living that healthy lifestyle, and she's just looking phenomenal. Now, I don't think that there's going to be a title change here. Paige doesn't need it. She has that fanfare, like we talked about on the Can-Am Wrestling Awards show, that doesn't exist anymore. Maybe we'll upload it to OneWrestling.com for you fans if we still have it on file. But that's another story for another day. Nikki Bella retains her WWE Divas Championship this Sunday at the 2015 pay-per-view Fastlane.
Well,
again, you can look, but you can't touch.
Let me tell you something, Andre. I honestly do feel that I know we had Nikki Bella versus Brie Bella, but we haven't had Nikki Bella versus Brie Bella for the Divas title yet.
At WrestleMania, and you and I have been touting this as the money match for that particular division for quite some time, and it only makes sense as WrestleMania, the WWE's largest stage, makes sense all across the board Fans, if you agree or disagree, as always, in this interactive social media networks comment section, we'd love to hear you. We'd love to hear you, brothers and sisters.
Well, let me tell you something. The Bellas are #1 when it comes to Divas merchandise. That is
absolutely, and the fans love them.
The fans love them.
Take a look on Twitter sometime. Take a look on Twitter sometime.
Well, this is the way I see this match being booked. I do see Paige really putting forth one hell of a match with Nikki Bella. I think this is going to be a sleeper match. In other words, I think this is going to be a much better match than people might think it's going to be. Again, Nikki Bella has improved in the ring over time. I believe she's much better in ring than her sister.
I should hope so.
than her sister Brie Bella. But what's going to happen, what I believe is going to happen is I believe Paige will lose the match. But wait a second. Is there a possibility that maybe perhaps Paige wins the match via disqualification, where Nikki holds on to that title, and maybe Nikki and Brie kind of get into it? Maybe, or
I got an idea for you.
Okay.
Let's say Brie Bella interferes trying to help out her sister, but it backfires in a disqualification, giving them that heat
to
set up this pay-per-view explosion at WrestleMania 31 between sister versus sister.
That's possible, and the thing is that Paige could win this match, right, via disqualification, and then they can have a rematch the very next night on Monday Night Raw, where Nikki goes over, and then maybe Brie comes out after Nikki is, let's say, beating the crap out of Paige, and she comes and defends.
You know what, Ray? I've done it a couple times to you where I've convinced you within my points to change your prediction.
Right.
And you just did that for me. So either way, I'm sticking with Nikki Bella retaining her WWE Divas title. But I think Paige is going to win via disqualification.
Via disqualification.
So you swayed me, my brother.
It kind of makes sense, but then again, it's professional wrestling, you know.
Because we have to have some sort of build. There's only 1 month. Well, not 1 month, but there's only one pay-per-view left.
It's 5 weeks. 5 weeks exactly. Yeah. That's why I said that they can literally have Paige fight for the Divas Championship on either Raw or SmackDown for the next week or even 2 weeks, and then the last 3 weeks of the build up to WrestleMania, you can have Brie go into that feud with her sister Nikki, which would culminate in that match at WrestleMania. So
the time is now, and they don't have much time to really start putting this together, so they have to act on this if they're really going to go for this money match at WrestleMania 31. Now, we're going to move on with family members. Yes, brother versus brother, and this has been in the making for quite some time, wrestling fans, as Goldust and Stardust collide. Just like the Mega Powers did, they're exploding, and I'm expecting this to be a stall into WrestleMania. Now, I think Goldust is going to win this, ultimately leading in the brother versus brother match, possibly a retirement match like Ray and I were talking about before. And when it comes on the big stage and the time being right, Cody, Stardust, is going to come off and be the victor at the end of this feud. But I'm taking Dustin to win this Sunday at WWE Fastlane 2015 in Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. Now, interesting. I can see Goldust winning this match.
It's Wrestling 101, Ray. When you
and I see Stardust absolutely losing it, attacking his brother relentlessly with a chair, throwing him over the barricade, just beating the living crap, and who gets involved? But their daddy, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and he looks.
Isn't he the referee already, Ray?
No, I don't think so.
I was under the assumption that the American Dream was maybe for WrestleMania.
Maybe for WrestleMania.
At some point, Daddy's going to have to be in the middle, as all parents are in the middle when it comes to siblings.
Right.
Kind of exploding. But we've seen Cody attack his brother before. We've seen these nuances build up, and it's only a natural Wrestling 101 booking fit relating to that. So when we're talking about characters and positioning, Cody's definitely going to be the heel when it's all said and done with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, I do see Dad getting involved as maybe a referee. That's actually a great point.
Doesn't it make sense, brother?
It makes sense, and I actually see as Cody is maybe attacking Stardust. I mean, as Cody is, I'm sorry, as Stardust is attacking Goldust. I actually see maybe as he's, his dad is trying to stop him from attacking his brother. Maybe he's turning around
pushing
and
his dad down on his keister.
Not even pushing, just slapping the taste out of his mouth or hitting him with the
bionic elbow, giving his dad the bionic elbow.
The disaster kick. That'd be great, man. But I do see that happening, and eventually I see Dusty getting involved somehow. So.
And fans, if you don't agree with how Ray and I are breaking this down, as always, we want to hear what you have to say.
Right. So we're gonna jump into our United States
match, brother.
This is a tough match for me to book.
Absolutely.
You have the United States Championship. You have Rusev Machka versus Mr. You Can't See Me himself, John Cena. Now we have Super Cena versus the super power or the super athlete, as they call it.
Nicely said,
Hey,
bro.
Super Cena versus the super athlete. John Cena versus Rusev. Rusev is undefeated. Now, everybody believes that Rusev is going to go into WrestleMania undefeated. And I got to believe
So do I.
I agree. I think
Now,
Rusev will retain.
I'm not saying that Rusev is going to win or anything. I think that this is one of those stalls that I was pertaining and relating to earlier on in this particular video. As I see these two going into WrestleMania against each other, it only makes sense. And I think it's too early at this juncture to actually end the streak. And I'd like to see Rusev continue the streak at WrestleMania.
Now,
it would just be another day at work for John Cena on that grand scale to win. And I just think that this streak that Rusev is on is money. And this is a company, a corporation that likes to make money and roll with what makes money. So don't end the streak, WWE. Keep it continuing. Build him up. Look at what WCW did with Goldberg. That made a lot of money. And I think that this streak is, it's not on the numbers level that the Goldberg streak was on, but when it comes to a dominant presence, a booking, I think it's similar. So I think they need to continue this streak. I think this is going to be a stall, maybe a double count out or, a double count out or something.
Well, here's the deal. Rusev has, in fact, lost matches via DQ. He's lost matches.
Formalities and technicalities are a different story.
He hasn't been pinned.
On paper, he's undefeated.
He hasn't been pinned.
Comes to being pinned.
Right.
That's right.
So now, my point being that John Cena can still win this match and not pin Rusev for the United States title. Now, you can book this in a different way too. I'm sorry about that, hitting my mic. The way that I would book it, again, the way I would do it is I would have Rusev lose the match via DQ. Maybe he goes overboard and starts attacking Cena, and the referee just can't stop Rusev. And Rusev not only loses the match, but hurts Cena, which would take, and I would pull this. Don't kill me for this, guys. I would take Cena off TV for 2 weeks. Take Cena off TV for 2 weeks, or maybe have him not compete for maybe 2-3 weeks. Have him come back 2 weeks prior to WrestleMania. Have Cena cut some promos from home, promos from the hospital. Have I mean, just because 5 weeks is a long time to stretch this feud out.
They need more camera time and more situations to make this mean more. Not saying that it doesn't mean a lot, because it does, but I don't agree with you, Ray, when it comes to Cena taking a couple-week break. I think this needs to culminate and build and build and build right to the brim before it spills over come WrestleMania 31.
Now, my question is, if Alexander Rusev wins this match, does he bring back the European title? And if John Cena wins this match, does he bring back...
You and your European title.
Does he bring back the U.S. spinner?
Oh, God, I hope not.
You
know what? Actually,
it wasn't a bad-looking belt.
You know what? It's better looking than this predominantly paint-dominated title. I really don't like how this title looks. It's too much paint, not enough gold, and I just think of the old WCW television title, which was much more beautiful.
Oh, nice belt.
I still don't like the spinner belt, but
I
don't like this current. I don't like this current title at all.
No, I was more of a fan of the early '90s United States title that WCW was using.
Oh yes, absolutely.
With the round side plates, I love that title. Okay, so
now
I have. Okay, I'm sorry.
What were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say I have John Cena going over via disqualification and Rusev going nuts on him.
I have a draw.
You have a draw, so you have
whether it be a count out or a double DQ. I think a double DQ would probably be the thing that makes most sense, as both wrestlers lose control and the referee loses control.
But you see, the reason why I have John Cena losing via disqualification is because if Rusev really just beats the living crap out of John Cena, then John Cena is going to want to come back bigger, badder, stronger. That's why I say take him on TV.
Well, they're going to have to make the heel look stronger if they're going to continue this feud.
I just want to see somebody. Well, Brock Lesnar already did it twice in a row. Are they going to actually have the heel go over John Cena, or not even go over John Cena, but look stronger than John Cena again?
This only stalls their feud in the WrestleMania 31, Ray.
Okay, well,
it only makes sense. They need to build this more.
I would be shocked. I'm telling you right now. I would be, ladies and gentlemen out there, I would be shocked if John Cena comes away with a clean win and wins the United States title. But then again, it is Super Cena, so I mean.
But it's the wrong time. It's the wrong time. It's not a large enough stage right now for that to happen.
I'm just saying, brother. So now
we're gonna roll in to WCW. This is what I like to call it, and I believe Triple H called it this while he was talking to the Nikki boy, Ric Flair, pertaining relating to WCW versus WWE, and that's exactly what this match is going to be.
Promo.
Yeah, so I think this only stalls their feud into WrestleMania 31 as well, because again, just like the last match, it's not a large enough stage.
Do they get physical? Does Triple H hit Sting with a pedigree?
See, the thing is, Sting is only booked for 6 appearances. That's why when we go back to Raw just recently, that was not Sting that appeared in the ring, and I'm sure you can concur with me.
Obviously.
That was not
obvious,
Sting.
Right?
So that I commend WWE for being smart. This again, Sting is only contracted for 6 appearances. What is there already? 3 used up or 4?
I think so.
So they need to be smart. Sting's looking strong right now, as of this moment. So I think the proper booking 101 would be to have Triple H look strong. Maybe go to the old staple, grab that sledgehammer under the ring. Maybe have Stephanie distract Sting for a momentary moment and get in that sledgehammer shot or whatnot. What do you think, my friend? But it's going to be a stall at the end of the day.
What I would do is, I would have Sting. They get a little physical with the punches, no actual bumps, but like you said, great. I would have Stephanie maybe distract Sting. Sting turns
up on the
around.
apron.
Triple H hits him in the gut with the sledgehammer, puts him in the pedigree, and then the lights go out. You hear the crow. That's a horrible crow. You hear the crow sound.
And then Sting's gone.
Gone. And Triple H is like this.
I love it, brother. I love it.
Triple H is standing like this, and then maybe you'll see Sting's something flash on the Titantron saying
see you at
WrestleMania, something like that. I mean, that's how I would do it.
Yeah, Triple H needs to come off strong now.
Right.
It's got to go back and forth, right? Otherwise, the fans aren't going to be invested enough within the match, right? So that's. Could you hear that?
Yeah, I did. What the hell was that? Was that a cat?
My cat tried to jump up in the window. Are you okay, buddy? Come here.
Holy cow, ladies and gentlemen, we had a cat accident here, at the Can-Am Wrestling Show. You gonna bring him on there?
Yeah.
Now, why don't you introduce? If the fans that haven't watched this here at OneWrestling.com, this is Andre's son.
This is my son. Yes. There you go, Tony.
That's Tony. I actually hate cats.
Yeah.
If Tony was sitting next to me, my throat would close and I would die.
Really? Are you allergic?
I'm that allergic, dude.
What about to dogs?
Not really.
Okay, because cats have a certain specific oil.
Right. It's called evil.
Yeah, and it's usually people that are. It's that oil or the oils.
Right.
That set allergic.
The dander. Well, it's actually the oil is it's concentrated evil.
Yeah. It's shut up.
You missed it the first time. All right. Anyway, enough with cats.
Speaking of evil, we have two faces culminating in this main event here at Fastlane.
They're kind of being booked as tweeners right now, dude. If you watch last Raw, they were kind of going at each other.
One of these two are going to have to assume the role, and let's go back to, how can I say this? I think they're going to have to book Daniel Bryan as the heel at some point.
Really?
It's been counterproductive. When the fans aren't allowing anybody else to get over because of the popularity of a specific wrestler, it's counterproductive, and it's generally a problem. Now, I don't know if the fans would buy into a heel Daniel Bryan. Let's go back to CM Punk when he turned heel.
Yeah, but they tried to do it.
The fans didn't really change their opinion of him.
Do you remember when they tried to make him part of the Wyatt family? It just didn't work out, and they kiboshed it in like a week or two. So.
Yeah, that was a brain fart and a half. That definitely was.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
A lot of people are saying and viewing the WrestleMania match, whomever the Beast Brock Lesnar faces, that he will be the face at WrestleMania 31. There's also speculation that the possibility of Paul Heyman possibly turning on.
That we have discussed. I would like to save that conversation closer to WrestleMania.
Yeah, this is all speculation, fans.
Right.
Again, we don't like to do rumors and whatever. This is just speculation.
Right.
So this number one contenders match between Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. It's really
tough.
hard to say.
It's tough, man. Because the thing is that all right, they can do the whole three-way thing at WrestleMania again.
You just stole what I was gonna say.
Yeah, they can do that, but they didn't do that 2 years in a row. I mean, it makes them look bad because they know they dropped the ball by not booking Daniel Bryan the main event at WrestleMania.
It does make them look bad, Ray. But again, I'm gonna go back to this problem, this issue of having a superstar that is so over that the fans aren't going to accept anybody else other than that particular superstar. So I'm expecting a three-way. We're going to have an undetermined finish here or a double countout leading to a three-way at WrestleMania 31. And as much as fans hate to hear me say this or disagree or whatever, WWE needs to make the goat face, the yes man, a heel to rectify and fix this problem, at least for the time being.
I'm going to take a totally different spin on this, Andre.
Roman Reigns is going to be the champion at WrestleMania 31.
Listen, check this out. I'm going to go a totally different way, and I may get heat for it. I don't care. Again, this is my opinion. It's not right or wrong.
The Repo Man's going to return?
The Repo Man, along with Papa Shango and Knuckleball Schwartz, who was Steve Lombardi, if you don't know who that is.
He still works for the company.
He does. Yeah, the Brooklyn Brawler, brother. You kidding? So
he's had a long career.
Let me tell you something, bro. This is the way I see it going. I think Daniel Bryan wins this match, and I think he wins this match, and I think Roman Reigns finally does a full heel turn. I think.
So then that eliminates him from the equation.
No, it does not.
Okay, I'm hearing you out.
Because Roman Reigns, again, full heel turn. Roman Reigns attacks Daniel Bryan at the end of the pay-per-view. He's pissed off, or maybe he attacks him the very next night on Raw, whatever. But Roman Reigns doesn't leave Daniel Bryan alone over the next 5 weeks, and they go back and forth so much, maybe win-loss, that I actually see Triple H finally saying, all right, enough. The game is going to put Roman Reigns.
Well, that's the worst Triple H I've ever heard.
Yeah, and it's hurting my throat. Anyway, I see Triple H actually saying enough is enough. You know, you guys both want Brock Lesnar. You're both going to get Brock Lesnar. But
so you're agreeing with me? It's going to be a triple threat.
It's going to be a triple threat, but I don't see Daniel Bryan being the heel. I think Roman Reigns gets so frustrated with not only being booed by the fans, not only losing his spot at WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble fair and square, but then he loses the #1 contenders match that he was put in by Triple H and Stephanie, I think he finally loses it. He loses his mind, and he does a full heel turn. Because I got to tell you something. Him throwing out those T-shirts and you know, at Monday Night Raw and being snarky and everything, I like that Roman Reigns. I like heel Roman Reigns. I like serious Roman Reigns. I don't like Jack and the Beanstalk Roman Reigns. I don't like suffering succotash Roman Reigns. I like this Roman Reigns. I like the Roman Reigns that says
I don't like him either way.
no, but I like the Roman
He's
Reigns
boring
that
to
just
me.
looks at you, doesn't have to say much, and just he's gonna kick your butt, and then believe that. I like that. That's fine. You know, Roman, is your cat? Let me guess. Is your cat scaling the ceiling?
Why do you see like a shadow moving?
I did, and also your eyes are moving back and forth. So I'm assuming your cat is scaling he is.
Oh, he's sizing up the window.
You know, it'd be funny if out of nowhere, you know, you see like the cat attacks you or something. I don't know. That's just my sick. No, they're evil. Much like Roman Reigns will be.
It's a real iffy subject here. I think the right thing to do would be to turn Daniel Bryan, but like I said, I believe that Paul Heyman at WrestleMania will turn on his man,
right,
and join Roman Reigns.
Right. Yes. Think about it. Think about it. So Brock Lesnar.
I already said that though.
Yeah, but then it all comes together because Roman Reigns will already be heel. He is the future of the WWE. Paul Heyman leaves the older champion for the new kid on the block.
It's the same thing Master Fuji did, and it's the same thing Percy Pringle did. Paul Bearer. Remember when he left and betrayed the Undertaker?
Yeah, for Kane.
Kane,
and also
So it does seem like the natural 101 booking, the right thing to do, but I expect WWE to kind of like pull the swerve on us. They don't want to make it that predictable going into WrestleMania. So they're going to have to do something, and it remains to be seen, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this pans out, how it plays out, and how it ends up come WrestleMania 31.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been our prediction
inaugural
prediction show for Fastlane 2015. Now, Andre Corbeil will be back doing his TNA report here at OneWrestling.com. He is fully recovered, ladies and gentlemen. So you can look for Andre Corbeil. Am I safe to say Friday nights?
No, because I'm in Canada and I don't get to watch it till the morning after. So it'll be Saturday mid-afternoon for you wrestling fans looking to hear my Impact Wrestling, OneWrestling.com reports.
Yeah, so
the home of the legend, the icon, the one and only
Bill Apter.
Big Ray.
Oh, stop. Listen, Andre.
Hey, I got a very exciting night planned out. Last night I went a couple hours out of town and announced the main event at a pro wrestling event with Rene Dupree, and I'm doing the whole show tonight in Calgary. So I'll be the in-ring announcer for RCW Wrestling, and expect some really cool interviews coming. I think I have 3 tonight with a former TNA star, former WWE star, and a New Japan World Tag Team Champion.
Well, listen, speaking about stars and interviews, Andre, listen, ladies and gentlemen, again, the Can-Am Wrestling Show, we're looking to kind of take this to a more professional level. We're going to, again, still have fun. We're still going to be ourselves. We're still going to report professional wrestling the way we love to report it. But at the same time, we're going to have some really phenomenal guests coming on the Can-Am Wrestling Show. You're going to find us here, hopefully, every single week here at OneWrestling.com. Now, Andre, why don't you do your spiel and take us home, brother?
We're knowledgeable, passionate wrestling reporters right here at OneWrestling.com, and we don't steer you wrong, and we never will, because we know you guys are knowledgeable, passionate wrestling fans. Tried, tested, and true. We do this for you, and we ain't going to stop. Now, Big Ray thanks you. Andre Corbeil thanks you. You can follow us at Big Ray Show on Twitter, at Can-Am Wrestling, at One Wrestling, at Andre_Corbeil, at You Got the Show, at Billy Ray Hustle, and thank you guys for all your support. We love you, and yeah, we're all in this for one thing.
Wrestling.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I say this every single week. I would do this for a living, but if I can't, I would do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you here next week. Andre?
Wrestling fans, just so you know, yesterday I got my last tube removed from me. My home nurse came to visit me this morning, took a look at my healing, and she said that I'm past it all. It's clear sailing from here. I have about 3 weeks of recovering before I'm 100% back to normal. And it'll be nice to stop taking this medication that's really toiled and messed with my emotions, and I don't like taking them, but it'll be nice once the pain is fully gone. And thank you guys for being with me every step of the way through this. I love you, and thank you.
Well, I love you guys too, and I don't have any tube in my belly, but I do have one in my pants. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you here for the next Can-Am Wrestling Show. Andre?
We'll see you
at the matches. Peace.